North Dakota is flush with cash and creating energy sector jobs left where it's actually having a hard time filling jobs. Can you imagine? Not only is this state the fourth in the union in terms of oil production, it's also doubled its nat gas output since 2006. It's got the potential to be the biggest wind energy generator of any state in the country. North Dakota is slowly but surely making itself the energy capital of America. Plus, the state expects to have a total budget reserves of over $1.3 billion by 2013. Hey, these guys know what they're doing. That's one of the many reasons why I am thrilled. I mean, I got to tell you, I am thrilled. I can't believe I didn't do this before. To have Senator John Hoeven, the Republican from North Dakota, with us on the show tonight to talk about America's energy future and the North Dakota miracle. Before he was elected to the Senate last year, Senator Hoeven served 10 years as governor of North Dakota from 2000 to 2010, and he oversaw this whole great period. He was also the CEO of Bank of North Dakota, somebody in Congress who actually understands how banking works, how business works, and how energy works. Senator Hoeven, welcome to Mad Money.
Jim, good to be with you. Thanks for the invitation.
All right, Senator, first of all, I'm thrilled because I have gone through all the publications, the Empower North Dakota presentation that you had when you were governor. You, North Dakota, have a lot of answers to what we can do in energy. If you had your druthers, what would you do if we really had an energy policy in this country right now?
You know, Jim, 10 years ago, we started work on a comprehensive energy plan for North Dakota, and the focus was to develop all of our energy resources, not pick winners and losers, but create an environment where we could develop all of our energy resources, both traditional and renewable. And you did a wonderful job of explaining how energy's just taken off in our state, and of course that's creating good jobs, a lot of energy for this country, and it's a big reason that we have a budget surplus in North Dakota.
Senator, I feel that there's a knowledge gap. More than, look, there's obviously an oil gap, but there's a knowledge gap. Someone like you, you're from North Dakota, you recognize, for instance, that you're the fourth largest state when it comes to oil, and maybe moving up. Do you think many people in Washington even know that?
You know, I think just now people are starting to ask, you know, what's going on in North Dakota, because we're going to produce probably in excess of 120 million barrels of oil this year and growing. As you said, we're now the fourth largest among all the states and hope to continue to move up. We're one of the largest wind producers. We produce biofuels, biomass, the clean coal technologies. We not only produce electricity for 9 different states, we also take coal, we turn it into synthetic natural gas, and we put it downhole for secondary oil recovery. So it's not just producing more energy, it's doing it with better environmental stewardship. So it's very exciting. We're attracting great companies with the latest technologies. And again, it's a comprehensive approach to energy development, the same kind of approach that I think this country needs to take.
Well, let's go further. There was an article, a very tough article in the New York Times, and I love the Times. I read it from when I was a little boy. I read it for 50 years, that said that the problem with natural gas is what to do with this wastewater. And that therefore it did make it sound like natural gas is not a good fuel. It really isn't, Senator. It's not about that, right, Senator? It's about how to dispose of the water. It's not about natural gas being a bad fuel.
Right. I saw the article that you're referring to, and the key is this. In the shale plays, there's a tremendous amount, not only of oil, but also natural gas. In our case, it's the Bakken Shale down in Texas. It's the Barnett Shale. You're talking about the Marcellus Shale in Pennsylvania, New York, and other places, and that's natural gas. The point of the article was we need to make sure we find a way to dispose of the water that we use to fracture, through hydraulic fracturing, fracture these formations in order to get at the gas or the oil. We do that very well in North Dakota. We put it back downhole. We actually put it down 2 miles in the ground, so it goes right back to where it came from. So again, it's handled in a very environmentally responsible way.
Senator, you do not have a lot of people in your state, in your home state. Do you think, you know, look, we're fixated on this show about how good America can be and how great it is and how great there are great jobs. Is it possible that you could use, you know, thousands of new workers in North Dakota?
We can. We're looking for workers. We are open for business. We're drawing people to our state. As a matter of fact, our challenge right now is building enough infrastructure, housing and roads and schools and restaurants and so forth to handle the influx of people that we're getting, again, because of this energy development. And the same point I made earlier applies here. It is about developing all of our energy resources. So it's the same kind of thing we can do around the country.
Now, you have in this, in the work that I was doing, an amazing hydrogen fuel cell possibility here. This is something I thought was impractical. I thought it was the Jetsons. It's happening right now, isn't it?
One of the things we've really tried to build are these public sector, private sector partnerships, which include our university system. So through places like the University of North Dakota Energy and Environmental Research Center, they're developing these new technologies, and then we're drawing the companies in to actually deploy them. And that's what you're seeing, whether it's hydrogen technology, oil and gas, coal, biofuels, wind, biomass, all of the above.
We have been speaking to a number of oil executives, including some who do a lot of business in your state, and we're hearing this 24 billion barrel recoverable asset in this Bakken shale. Pie in the sky or absolutely possible?
Well, that remains to be seen. It's certainly in the billions. Both the North Dakota Geological Survey and the U.S. Geological Survey have done studies out there. It's in the billions. We're now working to bring them back to do an updated study, and we'll see what the number is. But there's no question it's going to definitely help with this nation's energy needs.
All right, Senator, one last question. What can we do with Mad Money to advance the ball on this issue to get us more energy independent?
You know, the key is having the kind of policy at the national level from a legal, tax, and regulatory standpoint that encourages this investment, and I know that's what you do, right. Investment in these new technologies and get that technology deployed in this country to produce all of our energy resources.
You give me hope, Senator. It's the first I've heard about the energy and hope in a long, long time. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
That's Senator Hoeven from North Dakota. This is some state that's some senator, huh? He actually knows business. He knows banking and he knows energy. Hey, listen, I'm on a high from it. I mean, but then again, you know, it's Mad Money. Stay with Cramer.
Coming up, soaring silicon spec. This high-tech metal stock's doubled in the last